How's it going, everybody? Gee, let me turn my volume down. Y'all can't hear that, but boy, I sure can. Recording in progress. Um, I've got a couple comments I want to read, but I thought the whole Donnie Darko movie is based off October 2nd. So you see the thumbnail on that video. It says October 2nd, October 10th. It goes through the different dates, but the movie begins on October 2nd, 1988. We know that 88 is Trump and Gematria. And you see it up here, the title, Donnie Darko, October 2nd. And here's Theology Ed, Controlled Opposition, 1000%. His video, Donnie Darko Explained, Part 4, October 2nd to October 24th, Predictive Programming. Well, there is a there is a there is an eclipse this year on October 2nd. Why aren't we 100% focused on that? October 2nd, Ring of Fire Solar Eclipse 2024. This would be heading right into the election, right after the Olympics ritual, their opening and closing ceremonies, right after um, the Republican and Democratic conventions. It's everything should just be a fever pitch at that point, or at a fever's pitch, or whatever that expression is. Why wouldn't that be that's the date Donnie Darko died? The jet engine killed him. So why wouldn't that be the day that he goes down? Why am I so focused on this one? That's the X across America. Well, like one old contributor to the channel used to say, take everything in order. Focus on what's right in front of us. But the reason I think he would go down now, and then the abomination of desolation after World War III would then be this October 2nd, is because Donnie's focusing on October 2nd because that's actually the abomination of desolation. That's one theory. The other theory is they want you to believe that it's October 2nd. But the mark of the beast is through the technology, just like iPet Goat showed you, just like we showed in that long video I did, that the Egghead kid and iPet Goat, he's connected to the technology with that cord. And Darko, the dragon, is programming him, which in reality, through the technology, remember it's the iron and clay. Iron, technology, machinery, technology. Clay, that always stands for man in the Bible. And it says, shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. Through the technology, they will enter and possess the body. Remember, Reagan was entered by playing with a Ouija board. In the movie Venom, they were just entered. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, they were just entered. When they worship the image of the beast, they will be entered. They will be possessed. That's what the mark is. It's a spiritual mark because God also seals his on their foreheads. And we know that's a spiritual sealing. So, the kicker album, Ghost in the Machine, October 2nd, 1981.
According to Simple Wikipedia, Ghost in the Machine is the fourth studio album by English band The Police. It was released on the 2nd of October 1981 through A&M Records.
Ghost in the Machine was released on October 2nd. That tells me that's the abomination of desolation because that is the technology. That's the ghost in the machine. What they call AI, and you'll hear people talk about AI on mainstream like, oh, it's becoming smarter, it's sentient, it can feel emotions now. But when I did my AI is the Ghost in the Machine Mark of the Beast playlist, we showed the guy that owned D-Wave quantum computer, and he was telling you they're connecting to parallel universes, that the quantum, that artificial intelligence, these quantum computers are nothing like any computer humans can program. But then when the mainstream talks, are like, oh, well, man's programming it and it's coming along slowly and it's starting to be able, it's getting better at this and no. First of all, fallen angels or any angel is probably 100 times a man, 100 times more in intelligence, if not 1,000 times. Sorry, I got something in my mouth. It's my little testosterone / caffeine pill. That sounds like I have a lisp every once in a while. But yeah, so anyway, forget where I was going with that, but if the Ghost in the Machine was released, nothing they do is an accident because the AI is the one that tells everybody what to do. I believe it writes the song lyrics. I believe it wrote every single song for the Beatles, give or take. Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones. Not only were the Rolling Stones like Sympathy for the Devil, but one of their albums was On Their Satanic Majesty's Request. On Their Satanic Majesty's Request. Okay, so it's called Their Satanic Majesty's Request. Released in 1960s. It was their version of Sgt. Pepper's. Same type of album cover. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's, had Aleister Crowley, who bragged of drinking the blood of sacrificed babies, and he called himself 666, the Beast. And he had a place called the Abbey, and Jimmy Page bought the Abbey. Jimmy Page purchased the Abbey of Aleister Crowley. It was called Blokshine House, Abbey of Thelema, and Crowley's Abbey of Thelema in Sicily. So that was the Beatles' Abbey Road. Everything around you is deeply satanic. It is all of Mystery Babylon. Jimmy Page bought Aleister Crowley's house, YouTube video. So, where was I? We have to be focused on this coming, we have to be focused every day. Tomorrow is a big day, in my opinion. He's got rally. I think he's got 2 rallies tomorrow. And you know what tomorrow is? I can't even say the date. Because just saying the date will get you flagged. Who flags? It's the AI that flags you. They have all these rules and loopholes that they're allowed to do because AI runs all this stuff. Steve Jobs was just a front man. He was a face, and they make movies to show you and to tell you a story, to give you a narrative, and then you're like, oh, that's how it happened. Now, their whole world is a world of make-believe. Everything around you is make-believe. People are learning the NFL is make-believe. People are learning college football is make-believe. Anyway, anybody and everybody that would be watching this video, if you've stayed with it this long, you've got to get a hold of Donnie Darko's director's cut and watch it. My friend Vanessa watched it the other day. She said it was just fascinating. All about the right eye wound. We're still in Year of the Rabbit, and it was Frank the Rabbit. When is Chinese New Year 2024. I think it's early February or
According to Wikipedia, Chinese New Year is the festival that celebrates the beginning of a
it's
new
the
year on the
eve of the
traditional
Super Bowl.
lunisolar Chinese calendar.
Super Bowl, February 10th. Year of the Dragon 2024, February 10th.
According to MSN, 2024, the Year of the Dragon, the Chinese New Year 2024 falls on Saturday, February 10th. Celebrations in China last 16 days, but only the first 7 days are considered a public holiday.
That's the eve of the Super Bowl. I mean, so it's just one date after another. You got the wolf full moon coming up. I mean, so this stuff's never ending. There's way too many breadcrumbs out there. The middle of iPet Goat shows New Year's Eve or New Year's blower, Day of the Dead. So iPet Goat shows you Draco with the cord connected. And that's the AI or the ghost in the machine programming the blue-eyed Antichrist through the technology. And markets plunge. War is rolling through his eyes. The mosques are blowing up. We already know about the issues that they've already started over there. And all of their world is theater slash programmed chaos that they bring about. And there's the right eye wound. So, like I said, the Antichrist is 3 different people. He's the egghead boy getting programmed by the ghost in the machine. It's the right eye wound boy that rises up through the full moon. And it's the man in the boat, which is exactly what James Bond replicated that as he went through the mouth of the dragon. But right in the middle, right in the middle, right in the middle, Day of the Dead, New Year's blower. Chinese New Year? Because it wasn't the Celtic New Year at Halloween, which is when they actually have the Day of the Dead ceremony, 31st, November 1st, November 2nd. And nothing happened this past New Year's Eve, the American New Year's Eve, or the way the world celebrates New Year's. So it wasn't the Celtic New Year, unless it's next year. It wasn't quote unquote New Year's Eve or New Year's. But next up is the Chinese New Year. And remember, James Bond went through that mouth of the dragon. So I just watched Skyfall again. Skyfall versus iPet Goat. So just like the guy standing in the boat, Bond is standing up in a boat. He's got the right eye wound. And he's in a trance. Got this tranced look on his face. And there he goes. He's standing in the boat. And he's going to go through the mouth of the dragon in the year of the dragon, New Year's Eve. Again, it's February 10th, Super Bowl Eve. And he goes up and he goes through it. And there he is, about to go through the mouth, standing in the boat. Just exactly like iPet Goat. What did I do with iPet Goat? There it is. He's standing in that boat. Are we ever going to show where you can clearly see him riding around, standing in the boat? There he is standing in the boat and his feet are on fire. There he is standing in the boat coming out of the divine feminine, the yoni, the female reproductive. Because the Antichrist is birthed spiritually. It's a spiritual rising, Revelation 11:7. So anyway, you see how James Bond, it's fascinating, is what it is. And anyway, I just wanted to make a note about October 2nd. I mean, that could be what it's all about. It could be that eclipse after the conventions, after the opening and closing ritualistic ceremonies of the Olympics. Very symbolic, just like a Super Bowl halftime show. There's so much coding that goes on in those, just like the movies, just like everything. All right. Anyway, love you.